Thing that surprised me straight away is how light this thing is. It is very light. There's obviously no cords to it, which makes it very easy to use. Hello, Blaine Gray here, Plastering For Beginners, and today we're looking at the Dewalt Cordless Mixer. Let's have a little closer look. A lovely looking tool. And the one thing that surprised me straight away is how light this thing is. It is very light. There's obviously no cords to it, which makes it very easy to use. Your battery stores in there. It's got a gauge on it to see how much battery you've got. And just to give you an update, we've already mixed up 7 bags. Is it 7 bags, Charlie?
Yeah.
7 bags this morning. That was 2 separate mixes, and we've still got 2 plus on the power bar there. So we got that hit done, and then this massive beastie wall. So that's already done quite a lot of mixing so far. The thing I really like about this is we've got the gauge on the side, which affects how fast the mixer goes, and it's very quiet. I love the fact that everything is on one hand, the trigger's there, and what I really like is a quick release here. It's actually ergonomically beautiful to use. It's all just there at the palm of your hand. So it is, like I said, it's very light, very light. Compared to my Rafina Mega Mixer, it's extremely light to use. So we're just going to get some of this mixed up. We're just going to fill the bucket up. So again, this tub will take about 3 bags. So we're just gonna fill up, see how it goes, and we're just gonna film us using it. So far, so good. We've obviously had a go, you can tell, but it's been put through its paces. So let's have a go and skim and see what happens. What's that? Okay, so we've already thrown a bit of plaster in there already. We've got 1 bag already in there. So I'm just going to show you how this bad boy performs, really. Like I said, it's very light, and I love the fact that all your controls are in one place. That to me is an absolute game changer. In this video, I'm going to compare the Dewalt Cordless Mixer to the mixer I've got, which is the Rafina Mega Mixer. It's the MM30. Very powerful bit of kit, but I must say, the controls and the gear system on the Rafina Mega Mixer is a bit clunky in my eyes. You've just got 1 trigger for each gear, and it is adjusted by touch control. But I love the fact with the Dewalt, everything's there in your right hand. There's no gears, and the speed is there when you need it. But I must admit that when using the Dewalt, I did want a bit more. I just wanted a bit more power. That's all. I know it's cordless. I know it's asking a lot, and I know the Mega Mixer is corded. But let's just listen to it for a while and see how it goes. So I kind of couldn't help but just checking the trigger to see if it was full, and actually my mate, whose mixer it is, Charlie, we kind of do the same, and that's because we were so used to using the Mega Mixer that, I mean, I am comparing it to one of the most powerful mixers on the market, so I shouldn't be so harsh. But yeah, I just couldn't help but feel I needed a bit more power. But let's bear in mind, let's do a proper comparison here. We've got about 3+ bags in this mixer. This is the 75 litre tub. We've filled it up. And actually, when whisking it up and down, it is mixing it up. Let's not be too harsh here. It is getting through it. And again, it's so light to use. It is just, you can do it all one-handed. I find a Mega Mixer, you can't do one-handed. Not like that. So, in terms of control and how much power you've got for the weight of the machine, it is amazing, really. So, it is mixing up. It is getting through it. And like I said, it is a big mix. So, the things to consider are, what I'm going to do in this video, we're going to look at the price of the drill, we're going to look how it performs, and we're going to compare it to the Mega Mixer in terms of the usage and what it's like to compare it with it. So, we're just filling the water up. Like I said, in terms of control, it is, in my eyes, a lot better than the Mega Mixer. So we've seen it perform. We're going to come back to this in a minute. I'm going to tell you how long it's taken to mix the plaster. But let's just compare it to how the Mega Mixer mixes with a tub at one time. So this is a Rafina Mega Mixer. This one I've got. I must admit, it's a smaller tub. This was around 2.5 bags of plaster, so a fair bit less. But that was gear 1 when we first started. Now this is gear 2. You can just see it's just really knocking that plaster up. It takes it from the bottom as well. This is the drill right down to the bottom of the tub. Really knocking it up. So you can see the power there, and it's actually shaking everything about. And when you compare it to the Dewalt Mega Mixer, it's just slightly behind. But for plaster, if you're just mixing up normal, knocking plaster for multi-finish, board finish, it is ideal. You don't need any power up there. It's all battery operated. There's no gears. It's all at the touch of your right hand. So if you're just doing finished plaster, say if you're a site worker, you work on site and you require generators, or you need you need some transformers to turn it to 110, then I'll be honest, the Dewalt is the one for you. But we're still mixing this thing here. Like, we're still trying to knock this plaster up, and at the moment we're looking at 4 minutes 10 seconds, and we're still kind of mixing it up. Where the Mega Mixer, I must admit, would have done it by now easily. So that's the only thing there is in terms of if you're using the batteries and if you're not going from power, which is natural anyway. It's all tools. You've just got to have a bit of time to catch up. You are losing a bit of power. So that's how long it took. But let's just see how it works with render here. Let's see how it knocked up with a little tub of render. So we've got a silicone render on the go here. Again, amazing, because we've got no leads, we've got no power. We're just going all around the scaffolding using the mixer. But this is, I think, 1.25 bags, right? It's not too much in there. And this was quite a thin mix, I must admit, because when you're using silicone render, in particular this type, we didn't need it too thick at the time. So it is getting through it, I must admit. It is getting through it, which is cool, so it shows it can deal with render. But the problem is, we used this with sand cement. We had about the same tub, and we filled it up with sand cement, and I must admit, it really did struggle. So we mixed, it was just I think it was just maybe 1.5 bags of sand, a bit of cement, and the battery burnt out rapid, and it didn't really mix it very well. Well, this is the Mega Mixer. I think I've got 4 sand, 1 cement, and I even added lines to that in the end. And you can see it's a lower gear, it's the first gear, so it don't even need a lot of speed, but it's just ripping through it. It is really mixing it up. Where I don't think you'd be able to do this with the Dewalt Mega Mixer without burning through the batteries and making sure that you'd probably burn a drill out as well. And again, this example, this is a 75 litre tub. I think we've got 3 sand, 1 cement in there. So again, it's just an example, it can mix it up. So the Dewalt does have its limitations, and for the price tag, which is £600, bear in mind that comes with the 2 batteries. So, you know, if you're a Dewalt user, you're getting 2 flex volt batteries for that. So actually, let's say, I think it's £300 for the body without any batteries. But for £600, I'm wanting a mixer that can do it all. But again, we've got to think logically here. Batteries aren't going to be as strong as a corded mixer. I mean, that is just the case. That is just what happens. Again, we've come to the end of the mix here, and it has done it. You know, you've got a nice fluffy mix. It is a big mix in itself. You've got about 3+ bags in there. So it has, in terms of skim, done a very good job. So for £600, you're paying for, it's a very nice drill to use, easy in terms of use. You don't need any cords, all battery powered. You will get a day out of it easy, I think, with 1 battery. So that's great, and that's for 2 plasterers. So we were getting a day, 1 battery, and we were getting quite a lot on in one time. So you know that there is some good signs there. So let's wrap this up. You've seen it in action. For finish, it's brilliant. And if you're working on site, if you require battery, if you require power, which is 110, or you need a generator, then I'll be honest, if you're a full-time plasterer and you're spreading, then this is a great bit of kit. But I don't know if I'd use it for big rendering jobs. I just don't think it could hack it. Leave your comments, by the way. Maybe you do use it on big rendering jobs, but for sand cement especially, which is what I use a lot of, it really struggled to mix up a decent amount. without the batteries just being blown up kind of thing. So if I was doing a full day spreading, and if I didn't have a mixer, say a proper cement mixer, then, you know, I don't think I'd use that, and I'd probably stick to my Raffina. But again, it is power. It's another thing to carry around. So it is a very good drill. For £600, I'd probably want a bit more power. I'll be honest, I want a bit more power. It's one of the most expensive mixers on the market. And I know it's cordless, but it is a bloody lot of money, really. If you can get a Raffina Mega Mixer for around 300, and your Dewalt 6, I think it's around 600, maybe a bit more, depending where you go, then it is double the money. So you've just got to weigh up what you do. Are you a plasterer who has power with you all the time anyway? If you are, then I'd say probably not worth it. If you're an all-round spread where you're doing a lot of the rendering bits, you're mixing up a lot of adhesive, for example, in big tubs. If it's board adhesive. But if you're a plasterer who works on site, who doesn't have access to power all the time, and you're just doing a lot of plastering in terms of skimming, then yeah, go for it, because it will save you a lot of time and energy. So overall, in terms of the use, it's probably top marks, because it's so easy to use. It's really light. Again, you don't need any cables. In terms of power, I'd probably just want a little bit more power. For me, as a plasterer and what I do, I just want a bit more. So that's all I'd say about it. All round, though, very great, good bit of kit. And as the batteries get stronger, I think these drills are going to get better and better. But for now, I think I'm going to stick to Mega Mixer. And I'm not being biased. I was really excited about this Dewalt, and I was thinking this would be a great test to see if I was going to buy one for myself. But for me as a plasterer, I'm a domestic worker. I've got power. I've always got access to power. So for me, it probably isn't ideal. But with that in mind, great bit of kit, very good tool to use, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I tried to make it as unbiased as possible, and tried to give anyone out there who's looking to buy it just an open opinion for a guy who's used both drills. I've used a lot of mixers in market. It's very good. It's one of the best, but if I'm comparing it to the best, it's not quite there in terms of power. So thank you so much for watching. This is Blaine Gray, Plastering for Beginners. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. And yeah, leave your comments. Have you got this mixer? Have you got it for yourself? Have you got this mixer and another mixer? What's your best one you use at the moment? And if you are using a Dewalt, how do you find it in terms of power? Maybe we've got a dodgy batch. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I might be using one that's not that's just a bit weaker than the rest. I'm not sure, but it was brand new, and we've only used it for about a week. So let us know what you think in the comments. Hit me up. Let me see. I want everyone's opinion on it. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.